Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Moon Knight. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, taking a closer look at the front of the package here, we do have this new improved artwork and like box design from Revoltech. It used to be all crazy and all over the place, but now it's kind of subdued and kind of subtle and nice, and I dig it. Some nice artwork on the side, photographs of the figure, and then here we have some beautiful action poses on the back, all of the accessories that he comes with. Nice action poses here. You got the Marvel logo down there. We got the Coyote or the Revoltech like hologram there. So yeah, this box is incredible, but hey, we're here for the toys. Let's get him opened up and take a closer look. All right, out of the package, he does come in a single tray here. You can see all the hands, some extra accessories over here, extra face plates, got the cloth cape in the back. Now I do have him opened up here. I've already played around with him a little bit. You got the stand in the back, the instructions. So let's free him from this plastic prison and see what he can do. All right, starting off with the instructions here, you can see how it talks about removing the hands, how you put the weapons, various weapons in his hands, how to change out the face plate here, which is a little tricky at first, but I think I got it down pat, which is pretty cool. How you can plug in the base into his lower back there, how you were supposed to put the extra cape pieces on, nothing on the back, but I did have to go through this instruction sheet just to make sure that I was doing everything properly. Here's a closer look at the stand, which is really nice. The clip is not that strong here. It doesn't really hold the figure that well, but it doesn't really matter because I don't use it. This plugs right into this hole on his lower back. I'm loath to call it the butt hole, but that's exactly where it's located, but it plugs in right there and holds the figure super well. Going over the accessories here, he does come with two closed fists in the package. He has two gripping hands for his staff and batons, two gripping hands for the moon blades, two hands that already come with different moon blades in them, and then two pairs of like displaying hands, like splayed open hands. He does come with three different face plates, one with eyes kind of wide open, one with the eyes kind of closed shut, and the mouth open. So this one here has the eyes kind of open pretty wide, which is really cool, and the mouth you can see is closed underneath. This one, the eyes are squinted, and you can see that the mouth is open. I mean, underneath, just check that out. That's incredible how you can see like the mouth opened under the fabric, which is insane. And then you have one here where the eyes are squinting and the mouth is closed. So they all look really cool. I've heard that there's an exclusive version with an all black faceplate, but I've never seen it, so I'm not sure. If anybody has a link to that, send it to me in the comments down below. The way you want to change the face plates out is you have this little head piece right here that goes underneath the cowl. You just slide the face plate on, and then under the hood, there is a little slot. I don't know if you can see that in there, but the back of this just fits into that slot. And the very first time I tried to do this, the whole head popped out off of the neck peg. But ever since then, I've been able to like figure out how to do this without removing the neck peg from the head, from inside of the head. But there you have it. That's how it looks when it's fitted down on top of the figure itself. You do have these extra little pieces here of cape, and they're supposed to plug in right here, and they are really, really difficult. This is kind of hard to do this on camera. Oh my gosh, there we have it. I've got this one plugged in. Once it's in, it is in pretty well, at least this one on this side. It does articulate a little bit. You can see how you can rotate it up or down. And I understand why they did this. It's a little piece that, you know, kind of transitions between the cloth cape and the plastic hood. And I get it. I just don't know if it's necessary. Let's see if we can get this one put on, or if this one's going to give me some trouble too. Yeah, I had to do that off camera. This one was really hard to put in. It kind of lays a little bit better than this one does, or maybe I just don't have it installed properly. But to me, I'm going to be honest. To me, they kind of get in the way. I'm not sure they're really necessary. I like that they're included, so if somebody wants to have that option, you can put them on. But yeah, I just don't know. They articulate up like that, and you can see this one is still not in all the way. It's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna fall off. These are kind of fidgety, and honestly, I think I'm gonna leave them in the box. I don't think they're necessary. Next up, we have his weapons. He does come with two of these moon batarangs. I don't really know what else, but they're really sharp. Moonerangs, I don't know, what do you want to call them? Moon blades. They look really cool. He does come with this longer staff, which is kind of flexible a little bit, but it is made of a pretty sturdy plastic, which looks really nice. He does come with two smaller batons, which I really love. I think these are great. I think I would rather use these than the staff that he comes with. And then he does come with these two little holders, and these plug into his belt to hold his little short staffs, his little baton. So I'll show you how that works. I have to get this voluminous cape out of the way. They just plug in right here, and yeah, man, that's a really tight fit. All right, that took me a few minutes. I'm sorry I had to do it off camera. They're really hard to put in the first time. The belt is a softer, pliable plastic. You do want to, articulate one up and one down so that the staffs don't run into one another. But this is how you put them in his back. Again, I think this is another piece that I'm just going to leave in the box. I don't want to lose them, but I also don't think they're really necessary for storing. I think I'm going to pose him on my shelf, and I don't think I really need these on him in when he is on my shelf. But you do have to like tighten them in there really tight, get them in there really tight. But once you do, they kind of open up, and they have a little more room for it to be put in and taken out. Here is the figure itself. I wanted to show you how this works. The cape is kind of loose in the back. It's not connected to the body, but it is glued in on the front. So even if you took a bunch of the stuff off, you can't really remove the cape. So that's why I'm not going to do like a turntable, like turnaround on this guy, because you can't really, remove the cape to see the whole body. So we'll just have to do it up close, and I'll just show you how the body looks. But I got to tell you, this cape is absolutely incredible. You can see how the cape is this bright white color, where the body is more of this bluish gray color. I think I would have preferred it to be a little whiter. You can see the Moon Knight logo on the shoulders and on the chest. I love all this plating. It's very Batman oriented. I'm not a Moon Knight fan. I don't really read the comics, so I don't know if this is based on a specific comic design. But look, you can see the crescent moon shapes going all around his pockets, all the way around the back. Has this really nice backbone detail on his armor. It looks really cool. You can see that there are two types of armor. There's the cloth underlay, and then the sculpted armor bits, which look really cool. You have little circles on his knuckles, which looks neat. I love the plating on the thighs. The knee pads look really cool. And then the boots are really insane. I really love like these circular, like oval shape motifs that are on like the shoulders, but also the knee pads. This cape is probably the best cape I've ever messed around with on an action figure. The material is thick and heavy, but also the wire is equally as thick and robust, and so it holds the cape very well. It holds every single shape you put this guy in. The cape is going to do it. The cape is wired along each side going down from his shoulders. The cape is also really big. I mean, that is an insane cape. It is wired all the way around the bottom of the cape, and it even has like this thick wire that runs down this central seam, like right here in the back, from the middle of his back, this wire right here. So there's, wires all around the edge on both sides and then down the middle for posability, and it works great. And you know what? I'm tired of fooling with these little pieces, so I'm gonna, pop them off, and they're going back in the box. All right, I do want to go over the articulation here. I want to show you guys how this neck works. So you can pop the entire head off of the neck peg. You have this extra cloak piece right here that fits around the neck, which is really cool. But the neck is on this hinge, and it kind of hinges forward and back. It just rocks back and forth in place. You do have this dumbbell joint down in the neck peg, and then once you put this little piece on and then pop the head on, that's how you get all of that stuff around the neck. It looks really cool. He can look up that far, which is pretty good. He can look down that far if you tuck his chin underneath like the little plastic cloak piece. You do get a lot of head bobble left and right, and articulation in the head is really good. The shoulders, I know a lot of people have problems with Revoltech shoulders, and rightly so, but with this big cape, this whole shoulder joint is going to be completely hidden. But you do have this really nice shoulder joint, and you talk about a T-pose. How about the letter Y pose? That's right. This guy he can go way past a T-pose, and if you get that cloak out of the way, he can go all the way up in a Y pose, because that's what Revoltech is going to give you. The Amazing Yamaguchi line is going to give you this super articulated, hyper articulated figure. You do have this whole entire side plate here that rocks forward and back for posability, and I really like that. It looks kind of out of place on like maybe their Spider-Man figure, but this Moon Knight figure, it just looks like part of the armor, and it looks really good. And then look at that. It allows you to get that arm all the way across the body, which is insane. I mean, that's probably some of the best shoulder articulation in the game. The shoulder pad is on a separate little ball joint, and it does kind of move around. It rotates to get out of the way, which is really nice. You do have this upper bicep cut here as well. You have a single joint at the elbow, but the way they cut in the arm and the bicep, you get well past 90. You have a hinge and swivel on the hands, which is really good. Again, you have this side plate that rocks all the way back and forward. You do have a upper torso and an ab crunch as well. You get lots of rocking. He can bend forward that far. He can bend all the way back that far, which is really, really nice for some arching, jumping through the air action. Looks really cool. The legs can go all the way forward like that, which is really nice. That's great. They can go out to the side. They can really only go out to the side about this far right here. This is about as far as the thigh cut gets you, but that upper thigh cut gets you a little bit further. He goes all the way back that far. There is that thigh cut that we just talked about. It's on like a slant rotation cut right there, but that does get you some more movement. The knee is on a single joint, but it does bend about that far back. But here's something that Revoltech does that's kind of cool. It's like right here below the knee, right here on the calf, there is an extra bend where the human body, of course, just does not bend. So the legs should only go back about that far right there. But this extra bend right here, you can see it like right here. Here's the bend. So this extra little bit of movement right here, what it allows is it allows you to go from there to there. So you can really bend that leg back, which is really cool. There's a little cut right there, so you're able to rotate it just a little bit. The feet are super well articulated. They go all the way down and up. They rock back and forth. And then, man, this toe joint is really tight. The other toe bends no problem. This one's just super tight. But yeah, you get lots of mobility in the feet and lower legs, which is just fantastic. Some of the best articulation in the game, but it's not very well hidden on your more slender figures like a Spider-Man. But on here, it looks fantastic. The upcoming Batman from the Arkham games that they're doing looks also fantastic. So here is the a close-up of his face with just the regular face plate on that comes with him out of the package. And here is the other face plate with the eyes kind of opened up a little wider. And that's what that looks like there. And then finally, here's the face plate with the eyes kind of squinted and the mouth open, which looks really, really good. This is probably my favorite face plate out of all three. Now, as far as size comparisons go, let's see what we can do here. Here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Tobey Maguire with a custom head. Here he is next to Black Series Luke Skywalker. Let's see here. Let's get Luke out of the way. Let's bring in, let's see here. Let's bring in a Mythic Legions figure. That's how he stands up next to Bilbo's Broken Shield, of course. And then let's bring in, here's a white Power Ranger. I was looking around for some white figures to put next to this character so you can see how the different colors work out. Here he is next to the Jada Toys Ryu figure, which looks really cool. You can see he's in that 6-inch scale, no problem whatsoever. Here he is next to a G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. That is the retro card Storm Shadow, the best one, of course. And then let's also bring in, here he is next to a McFarlane Toys Batman with a custom cape. You can see that he's definitely in that 6-inch scale. And then here he is next to the Muffex Batman with the Muff Toys head that we looked at a couple weeks ago. And so let's see here. Let's get these guys out of the way and let's get him into some poses and see how this guy poses up. All right, I got to tell you, I am not the biggest Moon Knight fan. It just, he's not... a character that I'm super familiar with. I know that he's like Marvel Comics version of Batman. I did watch the Marvel TV show. I thought it was good. I love Oscar Isaac, but it just didn't make me dive into Moon Knight the way this figure has. This figure is absolutely incredible. The number of poses that you can get this guy in is literally limitless. Like, you can pose this guy every day, all day long, and you're just going to get some fantastic poses. You're only limited by your imagination of how you can pose this guy and get him into poses, not only with all the joints and all the accessories and all the hands, but also the cape. I mean, this is just one absolutely perfect figure. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not without its, gripes. Putting those shoulder pieces on around the hood was a pain in the rear. Trying to get the little staff holders on his belt was really tough. So some of the tension, some of the points there are kind of finicky, and they're a little hard to deal with. And but for me, I can leave those parts in the box and not worry about it. That's not going to stop me from enjoying this figure. It does have those few flaws, but other than that, to me, this is a pretty perfect action figure. And I gotta be honest with you. I think we're just in January, and this thing is already going to be on my top 10 list of figures for 2024. I see it coming. This guy's going to make the cut. He is that good. Also, if you want this figure, I would try to jump on it immediately. He is selling out at a lot of places, and he's going for $60-$70 over MSRP on the secondary market right now. I got really lucky. I was watching him on Big Bad Toy Store where he was sold out. He was sold out for many weeks, and then about 3 weeks ago or so, I just happened to catch him in stock. And I snapped him up real quick, and now he's out of stock again. So just keep checking, good luck grabbing one if you want one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.